Gordon Foster came from a generation which knew little of food allergies and gluten intolerances, but he did know about breeding wheat. His father George was a farmer just outside Emerald in central Queensland and bred varieties that were hardy and nutritious.
I only did it as a hobby, but just to keep up with the varieties of wheat that were around. If there's any line that he particularly liked, he would have a go at trying to transfer the good characteristics onto something else.
In this paddock is a variety of historical wheat called Foster, saved from being fed to his cattle after sitting in a shed for decades.
Because it's Gordon's father's breeding, it's a spiker with a cross that of a few varieties that he has identified and grown himself. So
that paddock will be used to seed grain, but Foster is just one variety of almost 200 grains now being bred up by Southern Cross Agricultural Exports to come under their certification program, Australian Sustainable Products, known as ASP Certified. These wheats will be part of a program to reintroduce nutritional grains to Australian consumers, concentrating on varieties which existed before the introduction of the Mexican Dwarf gene changed the nature of our nation's wheat production.
It's just stuff that people are chasing that wants to have good nutritional integrity, and we just need to put them through their paces and make sure they're economically sound.
The best and most promising are being used by the group's members to produce ASP certified grain, which is grown under the Australian Soil Plan as cereal standard. The grain, once turned into superior flour by whole grain milling, is sold to artisan bakers for customers who are demanding more nutritional whole foods. Grown using a unique liquid fertiliser mix, crops of historical grains meeting ASP certified standard are grown in paddocks which have reactivated the soil's natural life rather than relying on synthetic chemical inputs.
Yeah, but the ground's just cycling and making its own nitrogen like.
This ground's had no nitrogen input at all. So what this crop's growing off is what's coming out of the atmosphere and what's broken down in the soil from previous crops. So to grow a crop with no added N, it's quite unbelievable.
The historical grains are milled at one of Australia's longest standing organic millers. Owner Craig Neal says not only is organic grain difficult to grow and source at reasonable prices, he believes ASP's liquid fertiliser ensures their grain has the best possible nutritional values.
It certainly focuses on nutrient-rich soil, and there's a lot of focus on getting the microorganisms active in the soil, so hence we develop and grow a far more nutritious grain.
ASP standard grain is certified under the Australian Sustainable Products Certifications Framework and provides premium prices to farmers for producing that premium quality food from historical seed stock. Combined with the Australian Soil Planner's fertiliser system, which slashes input costs, it means growers don't have to push their country chasing record yields by applying costly synthetic fertiliser inputs. This farming system has been 10 years in the making.
The key comment is you can't be green if you're not in the black. So if you're in the red, you can never be green. You'll never be sustainable. So if we're not profitable, we can't do the right thing by our land. We can't do the right thing by our consumers that are eating our food. So we have to be profitable.
That farmers need to be paid enough money where they're not actually living on the edge the whole time, and they can cut back their inputs and not be so geared towards financing of their crop, financing of their land. I think it's got potential to help farmers in a big way.
Gordon Foster is pleased he grew up in an era of nutritious food from the land, and that farmers just a few kilometres from his dad's property have reignited nutritional value as the priority for Australian agriculture.